Welcome to Tabletop Gaming Guild. Tabletop Gaming Guild is all about the experiences and memories that playing tabletop games with friends and families can create. And today we're reviewing Forest Shuffle, designed by Koch and published by Lookout Games. Forest Shuffle is a card game where you're trying to build a biome. You're going to be planting trees and putting animals and insects and various other creatures into your biome. A turn in Forest Shuffle consists of either drawing 2 cards that can come from the deck or in the discard display, or playing a single card from your hand. When you play a card, you have to pay the cost in cards noted on the top left. In this case, this is free. And I would also get any reward for having played the card. In this case, I would simply get a card. Certain cards, like the oak tree, give a bonus only if you pay with specific cards. So this costs 2, and in order to get this bonus, I have to use 2 cards of the tan color. So I could pay with these 2 cards that go in the display, and then I get to take another turn. For that second action, I could either play a card or draw cards, which again could come from either the top of the deck or the display, or a combination of both. Trees are the most straightforward cards to play. However, there's also split cards. When you play a split card, you have to decide which side of the split you're playing it as and pay that cost. And then it tucks under a tree, showing only the side that you're playing it as. Each tree can have 1 card tucked under each side, unless a special text says otherwise. So typically a tree is considered full if there's a card tucked under all 4 sides. The game will continue, and this display would continue to grow and shrink as people discard cards to pay for cards they're playing, or take cards when they draw. If ever there's 10 or more cards in display at the end of a turn, all the cards in display go out of the game. Any card can also be played face down at no cost, so you can tuck other cards under it. It has no value other than the tree symbol if you have something that scores for trees. In the bottom third of the deck, you would find winter cards. If you ever draw one, you would set it aside and draw a new card. If the third winter card is ever drawn, the game ends immediately. All the players would then look at all the cards in the display and total up the points. Many cards refer to other cards for scoring, such as this road here that gives you 3 points for every card you have with that specific leaf symbol on it. Some cards will give you set bonuses, so if you have 3, 4, or 5 of that type, you get a certain number of points. Once all your points are totaled, then the winner is determined. If you're ever unsure of what a symbol or text means on a card, there is a set of cards available that go over every card in detail. And that's how you play Forest Shuffle. It's a pretty straightforward card game with some interesting twists. The split cards mean that while you may be trying to get a specific combo, and you might be the only one trying for that combo, the opposite side of the card may be something somebody else is trying for. So even though you're the only one going for birds, all those bird cards may disappear pretty quickly because they happen to be combined with something other people want. And also, the max of 9 cards in the display means people may intentionally put out more cards in order to make cards that other people want go out of the game. This game plays at a decent clip. There's very little downtime between turns, and it's generally important to pay attention to other people's turns because that'll tell you what cards you want to be careful discarding, what cards in the display may go away quickly that you might want, and it will heavily impact your turn. The instant end mechanic is something that doesn't work in every game, but I think it works really well here because this is a relatively short and fast game, and that adds a fair amount of tension because you're watching that deck say, oh, we've drawn 2, but there's still a fair amount of cards, but it could still end at any time. First and second winter cards drawn really ramp up the tensions, making you really nervous about making sure you get certain cards played to get the most points out of them. The only downside I find in this game is that the end game scoring does involve a fair amount of math. Individual cards can score you anywhere from 1 point to 30 points, and the final score is usually over 100. That said, this is a fun, fast card game that's easy to teach, looks beautiful, and game that you will play over and over again, and I think everyone will enjoy. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check us out on other social media such as Instagram and Facebook, and don't forget to like and subscribe.